fat one.
Fat activism.
Fat liberation.
Promoting obesity.
Anti-fatness.
Fat, bad, unhealthy.
My body, okay?
Plus
Body diversity.
or fat phobia.
Fat acceptance.
This is what fat phobia actually is. You need to replace that with the salad and go to the gym and stop eating. You don't need to eat.
That's a valid advice. You don't have to eat for a whole year.
My brother has fat phobia.
I wish I had a bro like yours.
Throughout this video, I want to share my thoughts about making healthy habits and what helped me on my health journey.
But these sprinkles are the best.
Don't believe in fat phobia? Just imagine what the comment section would look like on that video if that person was fat.
Well, of course. Fat person does not have the luxury to eat this. They already ate all the sprinkles for their lifetimes.
So you're saying life isn't fair, got it.
Of course it's a fat person complaining.
Why does this have to be about you?
When thinking about lifelong health, start small, make gradual changes. As first step of your health journey, you can try eliminating all sugary drinks from your diet, lowering your alcohol intake, and try to avoid sweets.
Is it fat phobic to not want to date someone that is overweight or what you would consider fat?
No, because everyone has just their preferences and everyone has things that they like and don't like about who they're dating.
Do you think the term fat phobic should exist?
No. I don't think a lot of people are actually like, when people say fat phobic, I don't know if you're actually fat phobic. A lot of people care about their health, and which isn't a bad thing, but...
True.
Well, I'm fat, and when I had lost weight I got a lot of attention. Then when I put it back on I was ignored completely. People are fat phobic to a degree. We all have choices, it's not an unfair game.
As next step for improving your health is increasing your physical activity. This does not have to be anything special. You can try walking or jogging few times a week. Occasional activities will add up and boost your weight loss, cardio, and mental health.
There's at least one male friend that you have that has suppressed his feelings for you.
Unless you're fat, and then you have a long list of men who used you and manipulated you into an emotional connection where you helped them through all of their bullshit, and they, in turn, ghosted you when they found something younger and hotter to fuck, okay? I'm looking at you, Brandon, Dylan, Joe, Kyle, and...
Unless you have no friends, a secret love will never be an issue for me.
As next step to improving your health can be being mindful of what you eat. We all know what is good or bad for your health, but we can put it to practice. Occasional burger or wedding cake or night out drinking won't kill your progress, but try making better choices.
I found out as a fact that if you are skinnier, you do get treated better.
This is 100% true, and thin people will try to gaslight you and say that you're making it up.
Of course people will treat you better if you treat yourself better.
And then thin people will say, it's because your attitude must have changed, it's not because of your weight loss.
Next step on your journey to perfect health can be improving your fitness. Amp up your activities to cardio and weight training. Incorporate cardio and weightlifting few times a week. This does not mean that you have to go to the gym. You can invest few bucks for home equipment like set of dumbbells, resistance bands, etc.
You know what it never was? That serious. It was never that serious. Quite frankly, would never be that serious. Never.
What are you proud of? What is not serious?
Next step of your health journey will be putting it all together. Make habits. Let your work days be the days you are disciplined. Be a robot on your work days. Find what fits in your schedule and follow that for 5 days, and let the weekend be your deserved rest. Make a habit of working out every day after your work shift ends, then prepare the healthy meal at home. Or wake up early and finish your fitness requirements before others wake up. This way you will start the day with positive mindset and advantage, so only good will follow.
This is your friendly fat reminder to tell you that this right here, actually, it's not called a fupa. This is a belly. And I'm a big bitch who weighs over 300 pounds, and I happen to have a big belly. And there's nothing wrong with that. And there's nothing wrong with being fat.
Tell that to your doctor.
My belly is my best friend. I tell her thank you every day for being here with me. Self-love. Belly love.
The next step of your health journey I will call the final stage, as this is where I'm at. So don't know what will follow next. Do not be extreme, make exceptions, but practice your daily health habits and start thinking more about the big picture. How does the gut microbiome affect your hormones, weight loss, and mood? How does coffee affect you, and whether it's good or bad for you? The importance of good sleep. Supplementation with things like probiotics, brewer's yeast, or consuming fiber. Lifestyle, diet strategy, etc. I can go more on these topics if you wish.
If you're not fat, you can keep scrolling. Okay, I was just wondering if this is like a common fat person experience. I was at a party the other night and I met this guy who's like, oh my god, my friend looks just like you. And I was already like, okay, let's see her. And he pulls out his phone, pulls up her Insta or whatever. And this girl is like a foot shorter than me, has black hair, her face looks nothing like mine, but she's also plus size. And I was like, what? Do you just see two fat people and think like, twins?
Sure, I thought you were Tess Holiday. Are you?
I was the only plus-size, mid-size girly along with one other girl in my class. Every teacher mixed us up.
I used to get people say I looked like Adele all the time.
If you eat less and move more, you'll lose weight. If you eat less, move more, and eat plenty of protein, you'll lose body fat. If you eat less, move more, eat plenty of protein, and strength train, you'll lose body fat and build muscle.
But I want to eat more, move less, and lose body fat.
Hi, Virtual Mermaid. How are you? What do you work with at your weight? I am going to try to read that correctly. And I think you're asking me, what do I do for work at this weight? Because there is such a stereotype that if you're as fat as I am, heaviest weight being 598 pounds, currently down to 557, that we simply cannot work in the workforce.
It's not a stereotype. Most 600 pounds are not working because they can't.
And I am here to inform you and everyone else that was curious that I do in fact work full time. I work Monday through Friday, 8 to 3. And I work an office job. Yes, I am sitting at a desk for a majority of my day. I will not deny that. However, it is outside of my home, and I go to work, and the kitchen and bathroom for my job are actually on the other side of the building. So I am walking frequently down to the bathroom. I go to the kitchen to heat up my breakfast.
Wow, you are walking to the bathroom? You walk to prepare your meal? You must burn off all your calories.
My water is actually in the warehouse, so I have to walk to the warehouse every time I fill up my water. I also have to, sorry, I'm making lunch for work tomorrow. I actually have to, part of my job, I work with adults with developmental disabilities. I am a case manager for a nonprofit, a program coordinator, if you will. And part of my job is interacting with my clients. So I work in the community division, community employment division. So I do walk around and interact with my clients as they are working their job. So yeah, definitely work full time. And the thing that's shocking about this is...
It's shocking that you measure your spinach. You are measuring leaves. 0-calorie leaves.
That's the job I have now. When I was about 420 pounds, all the way to 513, I was a full-time bartender. I worked in the restaurant business, and I was a full-time bartender on my feet, being a bartender. I'm sure you guys all know bartenders, they don't have chairs. They don't sit. And I did that job up until I was about 515, and then I got the job I have now. So there's definitely a stereotype, and I get it, like shows like 600-pound life and things like that. There is a large majority of feller fat asses like myself that don't work and collect Social Security, but I am not collecting Social Security because I'm fat. I work full time.
You lost your breath talking. I think that assumption is valid.
And yeah, so I am just finishing. I'm trying to grab some chicken, jelly chicken that I'm gonna measure on my wrap for work tomorrow. We don't want grams, we want ounces. 1.7. Let's see, 2 ounces. 2 ounces on that one. Let's just do two. I'm trying to get used to this TikTok thing. What I am not is a content creator full time. So I am trying to get used to this TikTok thing, and I'm trying to like do multiple things at once, and it's kind of not my forte.
Please do continue your content creation, even though you are too busy, as we can see.
So yeah. So I have these wraps. I did prep my breakfast that I will cook to bring to said full-time job tomorrow. So yeah. What do you work with at your weight? I work as a case manager at a nonprofit for an agency that works with adults with developmental disabilities, and I happen to work in the community employment division. La 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 la. So yeah, you can be fat and you can work and pay fucking taxes.
Yes, but burden the society in different ways.
And yeah, make too much money to qualify for any help. Maybe not working is the way to go. Psych. I've been working since I was 14. The only time I did not work was the pandemic. So I think I'm doing pretty good. Bye, mermaid. Maybe not working is the way to go.
The realization.
And pay taxes. Too much taxes. Your multitasking is on point every day.
Are y'all Barbie girls or black girls?
Barbecue. Body shaming is so casual. They're often cloaked in jokes, so it's harder to call out. For example, I've seen so many videos recently go really viral on this app where people are talking about having big backs, and they're like stuffing their back and their stomach, just their entire torso, with pillows, and then like hunch walking over to get some food or talking about food. This is at best just body shaming, and at worst disordered. Our culture already really moralizes food and body size, and we don't need any more jokes or anything normalizing that behavior. This makes people not want to eat. This makes people not want to listen to their bodies. This makes people really ashamed and really self-conscious, and fuels eating disorders. But then myself and others are the weird ones for calling it out because it was cloaked in a joke.
How can other people's sense of humor bother you? It's not hateful. This literally has nothing to do with you.
If you cloak things in humor, it has to be innocent. You just can't take a joke. This is what people mean when they say, call out body shaming, call out fat phobia, call out all these things as you see it. Sometimes they're not as obvious. Sometimes they're casual and funny and quirky and relatable. But that doesn't nullify that they play into and create the systems that we live in. It is actually okay and really good to be more critical about the media you consume. It has impacts, and you don't have to be a wet blanket. Doesn't have to be labeled any certain way. Inclusivity doesn't have to be bad. You can make jokes that don't shame food and eating and already marginalized bodies.
Why don't you refocus this energy into bettering yourself instead of trying to change others?
Just wanted to say that I have lost 50 pounds and I have never felt healthier.
My big back already thinking about what I'm gonna eat tomorrow.
Okay, let's be real. If you can't handle the fat jokes, lose the weight, okay?
That's what I'm saying.
Let's be real. Okay, let's be real.
Spring has sprung, and if you are fat, existing in a larger body, wear whatever the fuck you want. It's still cold where I am, so I'm still wearing a sweatshirt. But if you're in an area where it's starting to get warm, it's starting to get really sunny, then wear whatever the hell you want. Wear a tube top. Go braless. Wear short shorts. Wear a mini dress. Wear a tank top. Wear spaghetti straps. Wear a regular t-shirt. Wear anything. Just because you are in a larger body doesn't mean that you can't wear what you want, or that you should be abused or harassed or mocked for keeping yourself cool.
You know what is cool? Being healthy. And what's with the larger bodies phrase? Just say fat. Being fat.
Like, we shouldn't be judged for going bare, and we shouldn't be judged for layering up. Like, it can be cooler to wear a baggy t-shirt. Why do people assume we're trying to hide ourselves and we're insecure because we're wearing that? But also, why do we get harassed if we don't wear that? Wear whatever the hell you want. It's not that serious. If your arms are fat, if your arms have rolls, if your back has rolls, if your neck is big, if your back of your neck is big, if your back is big, if your legs are big, who cares? These are just such arbitrary beauty standards, and you don't have to buy into them. They don't have any real meaning, so who cares? Keep yourself cool. Keep yourself chilling. Wear whatever makes you feel the most confident.
But you make everything about your weight. Your weight is everything. What will happen if somehow you lose weight? Will you lose everything? Your character, persona, the meaning of life?
Seeing another plus-size influencer lose weight just to turn and blame the body-positive community.
Maybe because majority of the people in this group are promoting life-threatening habits?
Body positivity is so important, but I think when someone wants to make a change in a healthy way, that is also body positivity, and I have seen some people in the community make others feel very guilty.
Can you not eat until 2 p.m.? Drink coffee, drink water, and in the morning get up and just get on, either run or get on some exercise bike and just pedal like someone's chasing you with a syringe full of poison. When you've been asleep all night, your fuel reserves, like you've got fuel in your fat, got fuel in your muscles that can be burned, and you've got fuel in your liver. It's called glycogen. And when you wake up early, all of that is as low as it's going to be because you haven't been eating anything. Gotcha. And so if you exercise then, your body starts dropping into your body fat stores quicker.
This is a song that I wrote about being fat at a Chinese buffet. It's my second favorite, aside from Jimmy Buffett. R.I.P.
Best songwriter on TikTok.
I'm fat. Of course I know it's unhealthy and taking years off my life. It's the entire point. I'm fat. Of course it's genetic. Addiction runs in the family. I'm fat. Of course I spend more money on plus-size clothes. There's hella more fabric. So what? I'm fat. Of course I'm happy. The world's ending and I got a first-class ticket. I'm fat, and of course I'm healthy. My doctor knows damn well I'd sue him if he said anything otherwise.
Obesity inducts inflammatory signals to the hair follicle stem cells, which disrupts their regeneration.
I'm fat, but of course I don't have any health problems. I'm always out of breath and it's hard to do things, but that's because of fat phobia. The doctor's not listening to me. It has nothing to do with the fact that my fupa restricts my movement. I'm fat. Of course I'm doing the best I can and you shouldn't say shit. Because otherwise I'd make the choice to be skinny. I'm fat. Of course I attribute my healthy blood work to my weightlifting, avocados, spurg lettuce, and peanut butter because I benefit from fat privilege. Which means I haven't lived long enough in reality to know that most health problems come on suddenly without warning.
Ukulele users are weird. Of course I don't get it.
Wait, you're so beautiful. Don't call yourself fat, you're beautiful.
Fat is an adjective, not a slur. You can be fat and beautiful. It's not exclusive.
Self-awareness is hot.
You should have 1,200 calories a day.
Okay. And how many at night?
The baddest girls eat when they're hungry.
Oh my god, stop. What are you doing?
Eating a taco from Taco Bell.
You really shouldn't be eating that.
I shouldn't fuel my body because why?
It's just not good for your health.
Okay, so what? You see all these other thin people eating the exact same thing I am, yet you're targeting me?
Well, yeah, because they're thin. They don't need to be told anything.
Oh, so I see. You're just fat phobic, and anytime a fat person is happy living, you don't want them to be. You have to do something about it. You just have to, right? Yeah, well, guess what? I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna eat my taco.
First, yes, you shouldn't be fueling your body since you have more than enough fuel. Second, fat person is happy living. This shouldn't be right. You are saying life is food. And third, of course thin people can eat that because obviously they do not overeat it.
1. Fat phobia doesn't exist. 2. Nobody ever actually says anything like this. 3. If you eat the same as thin people, then why are you fat?
Hey besties, this is your fat babe reminder to eat that cheeseburger at the damn beach. That's right, I said it. Put that bikini on, take your food down to the beach, and snack your little heart away. I don't care if someone's looking at you. You've got to eat, right? So do they. Just because you're a fat babe on the beach doesn't mean you can't eat. Oh, and don't forget to take those bloody pickles off. Ew. Love you. Nom 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 nom.
Okay, you don't need to hide or anything, but why draw attention on purpose? This cannot be right. What are you proud about?
I love you because you're confident and your TikTok helped me feel comfortable in my body, thank you.
What if I told you that a large part of achieving your goals and living a fulfilling life boils down to how you choose to respond to difficult situations? Responsibility is about acknowledging your choices and actions, while accountability is about taking ownership of the consequences, both good and bad. Let's be honest, blaming others or making excuses feels easier in the short term, but in the long run, it keeps you stuck. By taking responsibility, you shift your mindset from being a victim of circumstance to being the captain of your own ship.
The way I know anti-fatness is not about health is that if somebody came on this app tomorrow and was like, hey guys, did you know that if you inject yourselves with lead, it'll cause loss of appetite and weight loss? And a lot of you would do it.
We will have to compare the negatives, whether lead poisoning is less harmful than obesity-related illnesses. I'm so scared what Ozempic is gonna do to people.
And people who genuinely need Ozempic for medical reasons that have no access to it now.
Weight loss can be a medical reason.
Today we're talking about weight loss. Now, I know what you're thinking. Ugh, another weight loss video? But trust me, this one's different as you will see examples of how not to be. We're ditching the fad diets and unrealistic expectations and focusing on sustainable, healthy ways to reach your goals.
I think that very thin people do get discriminated, but I think you are thinking skinny as maybe normal weight. Some people are very thin and can't help it.
I don't understand why people can't just self-educate themselves on these topics when they clearly don't know what the fuck they're talking about. Okay, now I'm gonna try to be nice. 1, there's no such thing as a normal fucking weight. The fact that you're implying that there's a normal fucking weight is fat phobia and fat phobic.
But wait, there must be a normal weight, if not weight at least a weight range. Or should we call it healthy weight instead of normal weight? And the comment is so on point. When all of you fat activists say skinny or thin people, you are referring to normal weight.
The fact that you say, I think that very thin people do get discriminated without providing any evidence or proof is not okay. Because 1, you're wrong. Because no, really thin people, or normal sized people in your terms, no, you don't fucking get discriminated based on your fucking body size. Because we live in a society that values thin people. You don't get denied a job for being thin or skinny. You don't get paid less for being thin or skinny.
Again, thin or normal. And of course fat people will be paid less since health insurance for these workers is higher. They're less productive, they use more sick days, etc.
You don't receive no medical advice or no medical treatment for being skinny or thin. That doesn't happen. But all of those things happen to people that are fat because of their fucking body. So no, thin people do not get discriminated against systematically in our fat-phobic society for being thin when being thin is literally valued. Some people are thin and can't help it. Yeah, no fucking shit. Never said that all thin people are starving themselves. Like, what? But guess what? Some people are fat and can't fucking help it.
Maybe some yes. There are conditions that we do not know about, but most of you are not. Most of you are this weight because you enjoy food too much. Just try to enjoy other things. There is more to life.
But guess what? Some people are fat and can't fucking help it. Like, do you not understand that it fucking goes both ways? Thin people exist and fat people exist without being able to help it. But guess what? That doesn't mean the thin people get discriminated against in our society because of their thinness. Because thinness is valued in our society and fatness is not. Hence the systemic discrimination and fat phobia. So instead of making uneducated comments and thinking you know what you're talking about when you literally don't, just Google it. Fucking educate yourself. Oh my God. Thank you. And like, stop making these comments on fat people's posts. It's so fucking annoying.
As someone who's been both, you are speaking out of your arse and don't know anything.
You sound ignorant, girly, and honestly just hateful.
Here's the good news. There is a good way to lose fat. A way that focuses on feeling good, making healthy choices, and creating sustainable habits for the long haul. So, let's dive in. Number 1. Focus on habits, not restrictions. Our bodies are amazing machines, but they don't like being shocked by sudden changes. Crash diets might lead to quick results, but they're almost impossible to maintain. Instead, let's focus on building healthy habits that fit into your lifestyle.
I'm certain less people are going to see this than have seen my other videos, but I'm going to say it anyway. I have never said that they should recast already established thin characters, played by thin actors, with fat actors. I have said, don't use fat suits. Now, what does that mean? People always go to Thor in Endgame. It's always Thor in Endgame. And they're like, well, what do you want to recast Thor? What do you want to make Chris Hemsworth gain the weight? No, what I want is for them to stop using weight gain as a plot point. It's that simple. Cut him being fat from the movie. Cut the fat-phobic fat jokes from the movie. Cut the fat suit from the movie. And it's fine. That's all you need to do. That's all.
So you want us to live in a world where gaining weight is not a thing. People are born fat, we are all fat, and losing weight is a crime. Got it.
It's the result of his depression from the last 5 years. They do play it for laughs mostly, which Marvel has a problem with doing.
Back to losing weight. Here are some ideas. Swap sugary drinks for water. It's a simple change with a big impact. Fill half your plate with veggies. They're packed with nutrients and low in calories. Cook more meals at home. You have more control over ingredients and portion sizes. Find an exercise you actually enjoy. Walking, dancing, swimming. Anything that gets you moving. Fat activist received unwanted, but genuinely positive intention comment while exercising in the park.
I said keep doing what you do and you're gonna be slim and trim.
The woman wanted to support her efforts.
What? Oh, yes, ma'am.
She probably was at the point herself or knows someone who has and wanted to share words of encouragement.
Share words of encouragement when people ask for it. This was weird.
How does this look like? Hey, please encourage me? If this was not okay, why do you smile about it?
Yes, ma'am.
Let's read the activist's thought about the situation in the description of the video.
And every time this happens, I'm expected to smile, to just laugh it off, because how dare I, as a fat person,
Get mad when someone wants to encourage me or motivate me? I should be grateful, right? That strangers care about my health enough to take time out their day to interrupt mine?
Remember, weight loss is a marathon, not a sprint. Don't try to overhaul your entire life overnight. Start small, celebrate your wins, big or small, and don't be afraid to adjust your approach along the way. Here are some tips. Set realistic goals. It's all dependent on your starting weight, but aiming to lose 1 pound per week is a safe and sustainable pace for most. Don't deprive yourself. Allow yourself occasional treats. Restrictive diets lead to cravings and binges. Find a support system. Tell your friends and family about your goals. Having a cheerleader can make all the difference. Do not join the fat acceptance community.
My dear, sweet child, that's what I do. It's what I live for.
No. You live for food. This is secondary.
And that's why we love her.
Weight loss is fantastic, but it's not the only measure of health. Focus on how you feel. Do you have more energy? Can you move your body with ease? Are you sleeping better? These are all great indicators of progress.
Back with another sneaky perk of being fat. I don't have to worry about my boyfriend leaving me if I get fat, because I'm already fat, and I've been fat the whole time, and he hasn't left.
Of course there are people who prefer bigger, but what is your point?
So if I get pregnant and I have a kid and my body changes or whatever, it wouldn't even be that different. Sometimes people don't even realize they're pregnant because they already have so much weight that they carry in their stomach. No difference. No worries here. I don't have to fear weight gain because everything weight gain would bring, I'm already dealing with. I am living people's worst case scenario and my life isn't over. Everything is fine. Everything's still happening. I'm still doing good.
So you cannot get even bigger and unhealthier?
And that would blow the minds of so many people who live every day in fear of even gaining a few pounds and getting just a teeny bit closer to what I look like. I feel sorry for you guys because you will never know that your worst fear isn't really that bad. And I bet you spend a lot more energy thinking about your body than I spend thinking about mine. And that's another sneaky perk of being fat.
But why are you convincing everybody that your life is awesome and encouraging others to gain weight? To be awesome like you?
No, but for real, when people ask if they should lose weight before dating, I tell them finding someone who likes fat people will save you so much energy in the future, lol.
My sneaky perk of being fat is that guys tend to leave me alone, LMAO.
Remember, weight loss is a personal journey. Don't compare yourself to others, and be kind to yourself along the way. Celebrate your non-scale victories. Prioritize healthy habits, and find what works for you. With dedication and a positive mindset, you can reach your goals and feel amazing in the process.
Listen, it's one thing to be a plus-size influencer, body-positive influencer, and then decide you want to lose weight. It's a very different thing to see your followers who followed you because of this body-positive messaging get upset and angry or confused about why suddenly you are saying the opposite of everything you've been saying for the past few years.
But they will get angry simply because you are losing weight. Losing weight is fat-phobic. People are jealous.
For you as the influencer who's now losing weight, to make that out to be bigotry is fucking wild. I hear these people talking like the body positive community is toxic. They wanted me to be unhealthy.
Not the whole, and not the body positivity, but the fat acceptance community for sure wants whole world to be fat. I know you use these two terms interchangeably.
It's like, no, those people followed you because they thought it was a safe space where they weren't going to have to experience the fat phobia and harassment and terrible treatment they experience every day in the real world.
Or you just dislike anyone who does not accept your delusions.
And now, without any warning or explanation, you have turned that around and it's no longer a safe space for them. They're gonna be confused. They might be angry. They're probably going to unfollow because you built your platform on the opposite of what you are doing right now. And that's not to say that weight loss and body positivity
are completely incompatible, because I think body positivity is unconditional no matter what size your body's at, and you can be body positive at any size. And that's kind of the point. But a lot of y'all are throwing fat people under the bus and saying really gross and mean things, both about your former self and by extension, also about the people that still follow you. So please, just don't act like people deciding they don't want to see your content anymore is like somehow oppressive to you.
It's okay to change your lifestyle and lose weight. It's not okay to be fat-phobic AF while you do it.
Losing weight can be very beneficial for many people. It can also be very harmful for some. You can lose weight while still believing people of every size deserve respect.
Okay, everybody else keeps doing this and I want to do it, but how old do I look? Alright, I'm ready. I can take it.
45?
You look like a queen years old girly. You're timeless.
28 to 31. You're gorgeous regardless of age. You have beautiful skin. Is goddess an age?
A comment I get a lot on my videos is that I'm gonna die alone, no one will ever want me, I will never find love. And I just think it's so funny, especially with Valentine's Day coming up tomorrow. The assumptions that people make about fat people, or about anyone that is in a non-thin, able-bodied, socially acceptable form. I have not been single since 2015. I have been in a relationship since 2015.
Good for you. These comments are over-exaggeration, as there will always be fetishes and different preferences, and same interests as food.
Tomorrow is going to be my, 8th Valentine's Day where I'm in a relationship. And here's the thing about people who are ableist and fatphobic, right? They make all these stereotypes and assumptions about why the people want us, about what we have and what we don't have. But sometimes they will say the quiet part out loud, and it's, I can't believe this person is in a relationship and I'm single. And all I'm going to say about that is a great point for self-reflection if you are in that camp.
This person is irresponsible, lazy, whining, me.
What do you think love is? Who do you think is deserving of love? What does love mean to you? Maybe we're happy and in relationships because we found people who are not shitty. We found people who are not superficial. We found people who interrogate their biases instead of letting their biases rule their life. What does beauty mean to you? Why is beauty such a narrow road, a narrow walk?
Self-care? You have to love yourself for someone else to love you. Abusing your body is not love. Self-harm is not love.
Love and beauty and everything adjacent to it does not have to be bound by the arbitrary rules and regulations created by a lot of just white European culture. Anyway, I will let those people figure it out, but it's Valentine's Day soon, and I'm excited, so.
You'll be single forever, I'm right here guys LMFAO.
And you seem like the type of dude that's gonna be unhappy forever because you hate yourself. But hey, we all can't have everything. Best of luck.
Yes, totally, but also, who cares if you're in a relationship? Says nothing about you as a person.
How fat do you need to get to start feeling shame before you make a change? If shaming fat people made them thin, there would be no more fat people.
But wait, that's not what he said. He is referring to fat people feeling the shame, not other people shaming them. Does this look like she's ashamed? Or this?
For the millionth fucking time, existing as a fat person is not promoting obesity. Loving your body and being confident about your body is also not promoting obesity. So fuck off. You know the state of plus size fashion is in absolute disarray when you have accepted the fact that Target has just gone back to the Stone Ages. Like, oh, that's what we're doing now. Are you fucking kidding me? They couldn't make it uglier if they tried.
So the store is to blame because you don't like these dresses. Got it.
Oh, and remember when the Future Collective last year was like, you could find some really cute shit? Like, yeah. This is what we're working with now. And when I'm looking in the Future Collective, I'm not even seeing anything above like a 16. Like, it's all just the straight sizes when they had everything up to like a 24, 26. Like last year. Oh, but don't worry. They're always gonna have business casual.
If I had this problem, I would skip dinner and stop drinking calories. I'd also work out more. That's just me though.
Valid statement. Maybe there are more important things than fashion.
Is it just me or are clothes getting smaller? I've gained weight and clothes from a couple years ago will still fit but not new ones in larger sizes.
Just because you don't like that I exist in a larger body and I deal with a restrictive eating disorder doesn't give you the right to just be a jerk. I know a lot of you guys can't believe that someone in a larger body can deal with a restrictive eating disorder, but it is true. So if you want to educate yourself more on this topic, I suggest reading this New York Times article that was published in 2022 featuring incredible folks like my friend Sharon Maxwell who talk about the fact that, yes, I might not look like I have anorexia or this is something that I'm dealing with, but it exists.
No. Let's actually see some medical sources. Anorexia nervosa is an eating disorder characterized by extreme restriction of calorie intake.
I also can't blame you for not knowing because I myself did not know. And the more folks that talk about it and the more folks that normalize it, then the less that we will have to deal with people like this who think that they deserve to just say whatever because they don't like what they're hearing or seeing. I wish I was in a good place with my recovery and I felt like this is something that I wanted to talk about more, but I currently don't. I'm currently just managing things the best I can. And if you don't like what I'm saying or how I talk about my lived experiences, then there are a million other people that you could follow, bully, harass, whatever.
I gained a lot of weight because I wouldn't eat, and when I did, my body stored everything because my body was in survival mode. Never knew until a doctor educated me.
Anyone can identify as anything these days. Who are we to question it?
I think we need to have the self-care versus self-optimization conversation again with regard to weight loss. Because the mere fact of changing your body size, just the change in your body size, independent of anything you're doing to make it happen, that is not self-care. That is just a change in body size.
How can losing weight be independent of what you are doing? Doesn't weight loss require fewer calories, eating less, moving more, or are we talking about some exceptions?
Can certain habits be self-care and lead to a change in body size? Absolutely. But that's not always the reason for the change, and therefore the change is not inherently self-care itself. Is taking care of your body, like in terms of exercise, putting good things into it that make you feel better and that help your health, are those things self-care? Sure. But is making your body look this certain way, whether or not it's as a result of those things, inherently self-care? It's not. It's really not. But it is self-optimization.
Why so much mental gymnastics and semantic play?
And I think we are conflating those two things a lot lately because I am absolutely pro healthy habits. I don't think
it's a mandatory for someone to be respected that they have to practice that. But like, yes, by all means do it. Take care of your health. Yes. However, conflating those things with a body size is very, very dangerous. And I thought we'd had this conversation before, but listen, people get congratulated on their eating disorders, on their cancer, on their divorce, their depression, whatever it may be, if it makes them look more conventionally attractive. And they get punished for any positive things that make them gain weight, like recovery, for example. And more, I'm seeing self-care conflated with a specific body size. That is not true. Not all fat people aren't taking care of themselves. And in fact, not engaging in excessive exercise or dieting might be its own form of self-care.
But overeating is self-abuse for sure.
But I don't think y'all are ready for that one. Anyway, if you believe that in order to love yourself, you have to lose weight, or that weight loss is a result of loving yourself inherently, take a second and think, is that self-care or is it self-optimization? Because there's a huge difference. One is about inner feelings, one is genuinely about your health, mental and physical, and one is about conforming to a standard so that you look optimal.
But you should also consider the starting weight. For you, any weight loss is self-care.
In my case, if I don't eat that much sugar or consume junk food, my skin would be flawless and my body would be thinner. So for the normal people, the good behaviors lead to good shaped body.
Isn't having that less 20 kilograms, 50 pounds of pretty useless tissue on your joints by itself taking care of your body? Not just the behaviors I did to get there?
Hi, Ellie. Hi, how are you? I'm assuming you are a girl, and with that assumption, you are giving off the vibe that you are not a girl's girl. And I just, ick. But let's address it. I mean, yeah, good job losing the weight, but it's not that hard at that weight. Correction. I'm going to correct you, Ellie. I got myself to 598.2 pounds. I am addicted to food. I crave food 24/7. I crave the high that being full and stuffing my face and being completely gluttonous brings me. I chase that high. I fiend for that high.
Both sides are correct. Easy to lose weight in terms of, there is a lot to lose from, and skipping just one snack or soda will be enough. However, changing anything, even the smallest thing, with this mental state, at this stage, for this person is a lot. So physically is very easy for her to lose weight but not to make the necessary steps psychologically.
I am an addict and I am addicted to food. My food addiction got me to nearly 600 pounds. So let me break down your statement. But it's not that hard at this weight. It's not that hard to lose weight. You're telling me someone with a food addiction that got themselves to 600 pounds, that was borderline immobile, you're telling me it's not hard for me to lose weight. Honey, come on. You're embarrassing me. You are embarrassing me. Like, I'm not 100 pounds overweight. I'm not a weekend binge overweight. I am hundreds of pounds overweight. It is going to be extremely difficult for me to lose weight.
The first step for a 600-pound person losing weight should be exactly this: addressing the problem, your addiction, and try to change your mental state. Even ask for expert help as counseling.
Now, before all the comments come, does weight fall off faster at my size? Yes, I will testify that is true. The weight will fall off faster because of my size. However, getting that weight off is difficult. Why? Because every day, every waking moment, even when I'm sleeping, I'm dreaming, thinking, and wanting food.
Imagine living like this.
Food brings me comfort. Food has been how I self-medicate my whole life.
And here comes excuses.
I have used food as every emotion. I celebrate with food. Like, it's not a snap of a finger. That addiction, that mentality, those behaviors are not something that I can just easily let go of. Every day since January 1st has been a battle. But guess what, Ellie? I am down over 62 pounds from my heaviest weight. And it has been the hardest thing I have ever done in my life.
Losing weight is hard, period. No matter how much you weigh or the method used to lose it. There is no easy way out. And even once you do, keeping it off is just as hard.
You've distracted me enough with your ignorance and your not girls girl vibe. So what am I doing? What am I doing right now? I am weighing out the food for my breakfast. Why? Because I have discipline and because this is fucking hard. And this is what I need to do to be successful. Yes, I weigh out my spinach, 20 grams of spinach. Why do you weigh spinach? Spinach is a vegetable. There's like no calories in spinach. Why are you wasting your time? Because 598 pounds, Caitlin, she binges. She eats in excess. Would I eat this whole thing of spinach? Probably not. But those are behaviors I no longer take part in. So yes, I am going to weigh my spinach and I am going to give myself a proper portion of spinach, which in my case is 20 grams.
That's ridiculous. You are weighing leaves, and telling us that you are disciplined is deceitful. If that was true, you wouldn't be at this position in the first place. How can 600-pound person have discipline? Addicts, people lying to themselves, delusional people have discipline?
Then, guess what? I'm also going to weigh out my vegetables. I'm going to do 2.5 ounces of peppers.
Ridiculousness all around. You are not this big nor will be by eating non-starchy vegetables.
Then, I am going to do 1 ounce of onions. And I'm going to weigh it. Why? Because it's discipline. And that is how I am going to be successful losing weight. Is it going to make losing weight easier? No, it's fucking not. It's fucking hard. Losing weight is fucking hard. At 598.2, I ate myself to almost 600 pounds. And the fact that you think it's easy to just snap out of the behaviors, snap out of the routines, snap out of the mentality that got me to nearly 600 pounds, you think it's so easy. I'm disappointed.
My advice would be to not create another bad connection to food by counting your calories. Just try to make better choices, limit your carbs, stay away from ultra-processed foods and try fasting, even longer fasts like alternate day fasting. Try keeping yourself busy to not think about food instead of watching TV.
Like, I don't know if you're a male or female regardless, but like, I hope you're not a girl. Because you are not my kind of vibe. You are not a girl's girl. And over here, we are girls, girlies. So your comment is what's wrong in the weight loss community. Because you're showing other women, other men, other people at my size that it should be easy to lose the weight. And then they begin to question themselves because it is difficult. If it's so easy, why is it difficult for me? Why am I having such a hard time? I should just give up. I'm clearly not doing it right. No, you're not alone. This is fucking hard. It's hard.
No, don't give up, of course. But your advice to others should be to not let themselves come to this level to wake up.
The distractions, the ick. The ick has me so distracted. So now I'm going to do a 1.5 servings of cottage cheese, because normally I would put grilled chicken into this breakfast bowl too, but I don't have any prepped. I have to prep that today, which is another thing of discipline that I do on this journey, which is another thing that's hard. I have to prep 6 pounds of chicken today at some point. And yeah, I'm going to do it. Why? Because I'm putting in the work. What kind of work? The hard work to lose weight.
Not eating is work? So I'm workaholic for working 16 hours a day.
So I'm going to do a serving and a half, which is going to be about 175 grams. I have this platform and I am sharing my journey to let people know the reality. I'm not going to sit here and sugarcoat it. It's not fucking rainbows and flowers. Losing weight fucking sucks. It's fucking hard. The outcome and the reward you get from losing weight is unlike any other. Yes, we are doing this for a reason, but it doesn't make it any less difficult.
The mental part of losing weight alone is hard no matter your size. You have to make so many choices all damn day to lose weight at any size.
It's fucking hard. Give people the credit they deserve. Give people the credit they deserve. I am working so fucking hard to lose this weight. And I deserve that recognition. And if you're not going to give it to me, there's 170,000 people that will. And that's cool. I did that. So kindly see yourself out. And I'm going to continue working hard to lose the weight. And you have the day you deserve. Because you sound like a bitch.
Does exercise fall in your hard work? Do you know which is the longest fast ever done? The Scottish man who fasted for 382 days. He lived mainly on tea, coffee, sparkling water, and vitamins. With your excess weight, maybe you can even break this record.
Weight loss is changing habits. Habits are hard to change. Consistency is key, and that's what you're doing. Good job.
At first, my goal was to gain 100 pounds a year. Last year, I think I only gained about 50. So realistically, I'm going to say within a year, I want to gain 50 again, but I'm striving for the 100.
Did I hear that right? My goal is to gain 100 pounds a year, not lose?
Why would you want to gain weight? We are missing the context here, but, as you will see later, probably because of her boyfriend.
We met online. We were talking back and forth for a while and getting to know each other, and then we started to fall in love and find out how much we had in common, and we decided to give it a go.
Good morning. I was wondering, you in the mood for some breakfast?
Oh yeah.
They need a bigger bed.
This has to be a very bad man.
On a typical day, Suzanne normally likes to eat at least a dozen eggs, a full package of bacon as well. Today we're doing it as like an omelet style, so we're going to have cheese in there, bell peppers, onions as well.
This food will feed whole army.
Welp, I'm having just a tangerine and water for lunch today.
Alrighty, breakfast is ready. Can I give you a hand?
Yeah.
Alrighty.
I can't wait to eat. My calorie intake every day, it pretty much varies depending on what I'm in the mood to eat, because some foods are healthier than others and some are really calorie laden. Oh, and those are usually the good ones. So I would say usually anywhere from 20,000 on up to, if I had to estimate, I'd say the most I probably ate would be a 40 or 50,000 calorie day, and that was when I was really hungry and really good food.
50,000 calories is 20 days worth of food for average male. 20.
Last time I checked, helping someone hurt themselves is categorized as abuse.
Parker loves being involved in my exercising. He encourages me all the time to get out and waddle and to stretch, and even if I don't really feel motivated that day to do something, to at least stretch and get my metabolism going. And from the looks on his face, I think he really enjoys watching it.
Oh yes, this is a very bad man. Not to say it's all on him and not her, but this is very weird guy. This fetish and enabling should be a crime.
If he loved her, he would care about her health and not her appearance. He is such a creep.
I feel perfectly comfortable with Suzanne's size. She feels very comfortable in her skin.
She feels comfortable in her skin. Jesus, she can barely walk.
And so long as she's comfortable with the way she is, I'm comfortable with it as well. She's only had maybe one time in the last year that we've been together where she had to go see a doctor, and by the time that she had gotten there, the doctor looked her in the eye and said something to the effect of, why are you here? So she's healthy, and so long as she's happy in her skin, I'm happy with her as well. I think she's beautiful.
I think she's beautiful is not the same as I know she's beautiful. Parker is a sick, sadistic worm.
Smells good.
I can smell that restaurant already.
This is nice.
It's very nice.
Hello.
Hi,
how are you?
Legends.
I'm good. How are you?
All right.
Very good. Thank you for asking.
Right this way, please.
Sure.
Table ready for you. And your server with you shortly.
Thank you very much.
My pleasure.
And what's sounding good to you? The special sounded really good.
Well, I'm thinking while we're waiting on the main dinner to have maybe some chicken fingers and battered waffle fries, and then with the meal a salad and tacos.
I've always been a restaurant chef, so I knew that a lot of the times when I was cooking, if I found a way to cook for her, I think that she'd enjoy it. But more than anything, even though she's a beautiful woman, it was her personality and her intellect that really attracted me the most.
No, her health attracted you.
Wow, speechless. She won't make it to the wedding. I can't believe the doctor said that she was perfectly healthy. Sad state of affairs.
Oh, I'm pretty certain we're going to get married.
It's only a matter of time before we get married. It's a question of when, not if.
He never loved her. The moment she said she wanted to lose weight, he canceled the wedding. She has a new partner now that supports her weight loss goals, as far as I know, which is great.
She was losing weight for a while but ultimately went back to the lifestyle. I don't think this guy is still in the picture, hopefully not. He gives me some really weird vibes.
This is several years old and archived. Clack is a creep who dumped her during their engagement. Why? Because she lost nearly 100 pounds. After checking herself into an inpatient weight loss clinic thanks to the urging and concern of her two then-teenaged sons. She was bothered by her weight loss, not only because she was single but because she felt so tiny. Much of that weight was regained. In 2015 she met Creep 2.0, aka Nick Abate, who was formerly obese and was writing nutrition books yet encouraged Iman to eat as much as she liked. I guess he's out of the picture. And her YouTube channel has been stagnant for years now.
Feeling pretty generous this morning, so I really wanted to pose kind of more of a rhetorical, self-processing question, but how would it sit with you in your immediate assumptions that it's related to weight or exercise? That I was struggling more emotionally in socio-emotional everything functioning, and I was more depressed and more anxious when I was thin and extremely active. Where do your biases come in? And why did you jump to that kind of conclusion about movement, about size?
Studies say that obesity and depression have a significant and bidirectional association, and evidence is modest for anxiety disorders. Obesity can influence the production of neurotransmitters like dopamine and serotonin, which regulate mood, reward, and motivation. Also can trigger chronic low-grade inflammation, which can damage brain cells and disrupt communication pathways. This inflammation is linked to an increased risk of depression and anxiety.
How does it sit with you that my experience is not what you experienced? How does it sit with you that possibly your experience has been informed by the cultural anti-fatness and body hierarchies we have, and the unhealthy relationship that a lot of people have with movement, the way that people revolve it around numbers instead of healthy relationship with movement, instead of joyful movement, instead of helpful movement? Where does the line of thinking follow? Where's the trail it goes down when you sit with the fact that I've been thin and depressed, fat and depressed, thin and anxious, fat and anxious, both being super active, being less active, being medium active, doing home exercises, going to the gym? How does that sit?
Whining focuses on negativity and dissatisfaction without offering solutions. It puts the responsibility on others to fix the situation. Whining's annoying tone can shut down productive conversation. People are less likely to listen attentively or offer help when someone is whining. Also implies a lack of agency. Taking responsibility for challenges and finding solutions is a key part of personal development.
Where do you go from there when you can't blame your body? Where do you go from there when you can't blame it on its size, on its movement? What comes up, you know? Hint, hint, there are more systemic things at play. There are relational things at play. Like I mentioned, if you listened, grief, grad school, state of the world. Like, these are things that are not going to be changed whatsoever.
But wouldn't you rather be 150 and depressed? Keep in mind that you can be thin and still have a bad ultra-processed diet. Healthy choices like fruits, vegetables, and whole grains provide essential nutrients for neurotransmitters like serotonin, which regulate mood. Also, the gut microbiome, the bacteria in our digestive system, is linked to mood. Healthy eating promotes a thriving gut microbiome, while junk food disrupts its balance, potentially contributing to depression symptoms.
Don't be suspicious, don't be suspicious, don't be suspicious, don't be suspicious.
There's not a lot of chubby superheroes.
Oh my god, I had no idea. Seriously though, I love Panda Red. I really do. Go back, check out all of his videos, but if you are a fat person, this is not news. This is life. I'm glad more people are realizing it. I'm glad the Panda Red has realized it, but yeah, this is not new information.
It's understandable that superheroes should not be fat, since superheroes inspire us to be the best versions of ourselves. A focus on healthy habits and personal growth is a great message for everyone.
It's shit like this that tempts me to do a what I eat in a day, but I never will, because I owe you nothing.
So you do not overeat. Got it.
Don't be suspicious, don't be suspicious, don't be suspicious, don't be suspicious.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe to our channel if you want to see more cringe TikTok compilations. And if you are anti-fat acceptance, please hit the like button to support us and spread awareness.